We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
This is more. More savings. More service. More focus on fresh, quality produce. Expert butchers who know more. And the most talked about meat in town. We are Fairway. We put everything into meat and grocery. And this is more.
I wanted a big university experience.
Without the big university price.
That's why I chose Iowa Central.
What makes Iowa Central so different than other community colleges is its size.
Big campus, lots of programs, athletics, and performing arts.
I live right here on campus.
And the teachers know me by name.
I'll be career ready in 2 years.
And all my credits transfer to a university.
It's a big time experience.
Without the big time price.
Come see it for yourself.
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics. Because on our team and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
Iowa Public Television is the home of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Championships. We bring you live, uninterrupted coverage of the state championships in volleyball, basketball, soccer, and softball. Plus, special features highlighting the Iowa girl. Catch it all on statewide Iowa Public Television, on air or at iptv.org.
All you have to do is you just have to get their feet here on the pavement and be. Being in Des Moines, you just get it through the experience.
I'm a fan of a lot of our fast, casual cuisine.
A little theater, some great restaurants.
There's a lot going on musically.
If you can't find things to do in Des Moines,
you must be boring.
This is a magical place.
They say Buena Vista University is in the middle of a bunch of fields.
Hey guys, wait up!
Game on. They say our idea of fun is morning tea, and afternoon tea,
and anytime tea.
And we hang out like bumps on a log.
They say Storm Lake, Iowa isn't in the center of the action. And when we study, we're not exactly grounded. But you know what we say.
You gotta see it to believe it.
We might not always know what
temperatures in the mid-70s here in Fort Dodge, Harlan Rogers Park, and we welcome you to the Harlan Rogers Sports Complex, home of the Girls State Softball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau. I'm Lance Reno, and in just a couple of moments or two, we'll have the matchup between Louisa-Muscatine's Falcons and the Comets of West Liberty. This is the first semifinal in the Class 4A division. Correction, they will be getting ready to go here as we look to the games, a lot of them today. The 3A consolation game went to our 3A semifinal, just played prior to this. Davenport Assumption defeated Columbus Catholic. It was a 1-0 game until about the fourth inning when Assumption able to get some runs on the board. It ends up a 6-0 final. Louisa-Muscatine, high school based in Letts, Iowa, in southeast Iowa, between Mount Pleasant and Muscatine, as they come in with a record of 34-4. They take on West Liberty, a team with a 29-5 record. West Liberty won their opening game by a 10-0 score over Trainer, and this is West Liberty's first state tournament appearance ever. Our matchup right here on the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union's digital network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company. We thank those of you that have been watching the opening rounds of the tournament so far. Most of the games have been fairly close in all of the classes. As you look back to the 1A semifinal this afternoon, Collins Maxwell advancing to the championship game and the opportunity to defend their 1A title 9-0. They were winners over New Alfonda. So New Alfonda moves into the consolation game for third or fourth place. Other games are being taken place in the consolation bracket from the 4A and 5A teams that were bumped from the tournament yesterday. In the 4A tournament game coming up next, following this one on Iowa Central Field, it'll be Carlisle against West Delaware. And then at 5:30, North Scott takes on Charles City. The 5A semifinals have Waukee against Johnston and West Des Moines Valley against Iowa City High. You may have seen those games yesterday. Quite an exciting pair of games in 5A. And you look at the tournament here, 4A and 3A teams are fairly even, Steven. There have been no walk-away games. You're going to have a matchup in this one of two pretty good pitchers in this one. Hayley Sanders, 19-0 for Louisa-Muscatine, 123 innings. Isabel True, a senior with a 16-1 record for West Liberty. And she has an ERA of 1.06, and Hayley Sanders' ERA is 0.40. Time now to go down to the field. Once the home plate conference ends, and we'll have the introduction of the non-starters and starters for both Louisa-Muscatine and West Liberty. So let's go down to the field and pick up the public address announcer as he brings you all of the players on both teams.
Loser of this game will play Friday at 2:30 p.m. back here on Iowa Central Field. And now let's meet the non-starters first for the visiting team on the scoreboard from West Liberty. Number 1, Kylie Struck. Number 2, Madison McIntosh. Number 10, Brooklyn Vicey. Number 21, Parker Rowling. And number 23, Avery Goodale. The assistant coach for West Liberty, Taylor Levy. And now here are your starters for the Comets. Leading off, number 8, shortstop, Haley Levin. Batting second, number 16, third baseman, Finley Hall. Batting third, number 25, catcher, Austin Creek. Batting fourth, number 5, center fielder, Macy Akers. Batting fifth, number 28, left fielder, Jenny Gingrich. Batting sixth, number 7, second baseman, Sailor Hall. Batting seventh, number 9, designated player, Isabel Morrison. Batting eighth, number 15, first baseman, Ellen Caro. Batting ninth, number 11, pitcher, Isabel True. And in the left position, number 14, right fielder, Brittany Harness. The head coach of the West Liberty Comets, Chad Levy. And now for the non-starters for the home team on the scoreboard from Louisa-Muscatine. Number 2, Gertie Messenger. Number 3, Faye Collins. Number 5, Tori Hearn. Number 14, Kenna Law. Hayley Sanders. Batting fifth, number 10, second baseman Katie Coffey. Batting sixth, number 88, catcher Katie Hearn. Batting seventh, number 19, third baseman Bryn Jimpy. Batting eighth, number 25, right fielder Mallory Messick. And batting ninth, number 9, first baseman Mallory Honadel. The head coach of the Louisa-Muscatine Falcons, Brian Butler. Ladies and gentlemen, your umpires for today's contest are at first base, Rowan Rogers. At third base, Mark Hayley. And calling balls is strike, Shannon McWatts. Ladies and gentlemen, let's play some state tournament semifinal.
There you saw it and heard it, the introduction of the starters for both teams as well as our game officials. So 3 different teams on the field. Plus, I want to tip the hat here to all of the team members, the camera people and the producers and engineers of the CISN. They're doing a fantastic job making sure you at home or in the office, if you get that snuck, make sure you have that boss button pushed on your computer so your screen goes the other direction. Right now, we're just about ready to go. West Liberty, the visiting team in their first ever state tournament, the Comets. Haley Lehman, Finley Hall, and Austin Crees will lead it off. Some of the games so far, those teams that have scored a couple of runs in the first inning have won more than they have lost. Some of them have gone late innings before putting some runs on the board. That was the example here as Waterloo Columbus pushed Davenport Assumption to the limit in that game. When you look at Louisa-Muscatine and you look at West Liberty, they have played some pretty durable and tough competition. The losses for West Liberty have been 4-1 to Durant, 7-2 to Muscatine, 5-2 to Anamosa, 3-2 to Pleasant Valley, and 6-2 to Waukee. And Waukee is in the semifinals in Class 5A. The losses for Louisa-Muscatine, North Scott 3-0, Muscatine 5-2, Burlington 8-4, and Bettendorf 2-0. But they did defeat Iowa City 9-1, defeated Fort Dodge 5-3, shut out Ames 9-0, and believe this or not, defeated Carlisle by a 19-3 score, and that was their highest run total for Louisa-Muscatine. So I'm anticipating a pretty salty ball game just ahead here. Glad you could join us here from Iowa Central Field. And this is the 2019 Girls State Softball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Mid-American Energy Championship Network. First pitch of the ball game comes at 1:30, right on the mark. And it's out of the strike zone to Haley Lehman from Hayley Sanders. Sanders, the right-hander, brings it home. Goes a little bit high out of the strike zone. 2 balls and no strikes. A little bit of a sun field out there. Pretty much it's going to be more to the left side of the defense looking up into the sun on anything up in the air. Here's a pitch in for a strike. 2-1 the count. Outfield is Maddie Messick in left, McKenna Hohenagel in center, and Mallory Messick in right. Now Hohenagel moves shades a couple steps towards left from her center field spot. Bunt attempt just popped foul over the screen. This is the East Diamond, or field number 2. It's Iowa Central Diamond, also the home of the Fort Dodge St. Edmunds softball team. The scoreboard out there painted green in the St. Edmunds school color. The other diamond, Kruger Seeds Field, scoreboard is black for the Fort Dodge Dodgers. Here's a pitch going high. And we got our first full count of the ball game. Lehman, one of those consistent hitters. She's a junior shortstop. Has 60 hits in 99 at-bats, batting .606. Pitch is chopped up the middle, playable by the second baseman. Cuppy makes a nice play. It was a tough ball to handle. Lehman's retired for the first out of the ball game. Finley Hall is the batter now. She is an 8th grader playing third base. She has been a catcher most of the year. 372 batting average, not bad for a young lady. One out, nobody on, top of the first. Here's a delivery. Missing low for a ball. Austin Crees waiting on deck. This is the State Tournament 2019. Pitch goes high for a ball. 2-0 the count on the second batter in the lineup for West Liberty. Left-handed batter. We'll see how the right-hander Hayley Sanders, the pitcher, handles her. Here's a chopper to the second baseman. 2 batters, 2 plays to second, and 2 outs. Good defense. It keeps you in a ball game. Sometimes can win it. Looking for our first hit of the ball game, as we have Austin Crees stepping to the plate. She's a junior, batting at .453 on the year. First pitch to Austin is a strike called. Macy Akers waits on deck. Louisa-Muscatine uses the wrist band with the signs and signals on it for both the defenders and the batters. Crees looking to keep that batting average going and get on base for the first base runner of this game. Into the dirt. Crees moves ahead with the advantage on the count. 2 balls and a strike. Good-sized crowd here this afternoon. I understand that the attendance yesterday was like 5,700 people. That's pretty good attendance. Wind, whatever there is, blowing from behind us out towards center field. Here's a strike at the knees taken. Austin Crees has worked the count now to 2 balls and 2 strikes. We're playing on Iowa Central Field. Semifinal day. After today, we'll know who's in the finals. Here's the next one. Could be tough, a little bit of breeze, and it's going to drop. The shortstop, trouble seeing the ball in the air, overran it, and that's a base hit. Ending up at second is Crees. It's a high sun field out there. Unusual play where the ball landed just on the outfield grass. So it's Macy Akers to the plate now, the center fielder. Left-handed batter, a senior. On the year, .402 batting average. Most of the first 5 or 6 of the hitters have averages over 400. So it means they score a lot of runs. West Liberty defeated Tipton and Des Moines Lincoln by identical 17-0 scores as their most offensive game of the season. Swing and fly ball could be trouble. Around third is Crees. Here's a throw home, not in time. Taking second on the throw, Macy Akers gets the RBI. Excellent base running by Crees. As she read that one with 2 out, she was off and running. And a wild, woolly score. West Liberty, so far, unfazed by this, their first state tournament appearance. So with the runner at second and 2 out, Janie Gingerich steps in. Gingerich looks at the first pitch low. 5th batter up here in the first. First 2 went out easy on the infield. And now, 2 straight hits. You got to look back at that play down the left field line. Third baseman overran the ball. Here's the pitch. In for the strike. That evens the count at a ball on the strike. Outfield straight away. Shortstop pinching a bit towards second. Sanders brings the delivery. Foul right back at you. And you had your hands up.
I was ready. Sorry, I'm just joining you.
You're fine. Laura Leonard joining us with her expert commentary. Lance Reno, Laura Leonard from Iowa Central Field here. Semifinals West Liberty and Louisa-Muscatine, both similar parts of the state, eastern Iowa. The pitch, working outside, missed it. Sanders, in the game we saw, the opening game in which they defeated Trainer 10-0, she moved the ball around quite a bit. Up, down, changing the batter's eye a little bit.
And that's exactly what you want to do. You want to make them guess, look in different locations of the plate.
Next pitch is right down the pipe, but it's popped in the air to right field for the out. That retires the side here. In the top of the first, a run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left. We go to the bottom of the first with Louisa-Muscatine coming to the plate. This is the Girls State Softball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
Mid-American Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right. You decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
I am smart.
I am smart.
I am smart.
I am kind.
Kind.
I am kind.
I am strong.
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 I am important.
I am important.
I am important.
I am the Iowa girl.
I am the Iowa girl.
I am the Iowa girl.
I am the Iowa girl. I am the Iowa girl.
I am the Iowa girl. I am the Iowa girl.
Mid-American Energy and you, together
They are in the bottom of the first inning, 1-0. It's West Liberty. Might call them the Cinderella team with the first run of the game. For Louisa-Muscatine, Hayley Sanders, McKenna Hohenneidl, and Mallory Messick. The 3 scheduled batters here. Sanders, left-handed batter, will face Isabel True. True has had a pretty decent season, if you will. 16-1 record. A 1.06 ERA and only allowed 17 earned runs total for the year.
Yeah, that's some pretty good pitching, and that's, again, talking about having command of your stuff, knowing what to pitch to each hitter, having good scouting report, making sure you're hitting your spots and keeping the hitter off balance.
First pitch from True is True to the strike zone. She's ahead on the count quickly. Next delivery is just a little bit low. In watching Timmons from Davenport Assumption, she moved the ball around fairly well, changed the viewpoint of the batter, kept him a little bit off stride.
Yeah, has a really good rise ball, and she just start that thing low and just climb the ladder.
There's a chopper, back to the pitcher. True makes the play to first baseman Caro for the out. Almost. Quicker speed down the first base line by Sanders. I think True didn't anticipate that.
Yeah, I think so too. And she all of a sudden, she was kind of gliding over there, and all of a sudden the pace picked up enough that she could flip it over there.
McKenna Hohenneidl is up now for Louisa-Muscatine in the solid black. It's a good thing that the temperatures are in the mid-70s, close to 80. If we were 90, those players would be really feeling the effects of the heat.
A little toasty with those black uniforms.
Hohenneidl jumps ahead on the count here, 2 balls and no strikes. True trying to get her to chase that one down around the knees. This tournament, we've seen more pitchers working the strike zone waist to just below the knee and getting the calls.
Yeah, and I think, you establish that early on. And if you're in the zone and hitters are going after those pitches, the umpire is going to have a tendency to call that.
That's true. Be consistent no matter what level you're at.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And just keep making those pitches. And sometimes you test the zone, and we saw that in the first inning where you try to expand it. Are we going to get that call? You didn't get that call, so you bring it in an inch or two.
Correct. And the on-deck hitter's got to be aware of that, too. Where's she throwing the ball? There's a pitch that's a little bit. She tried to work it inside too much. Hit by pitch. Hohenneidl reaches first, the first base runner of the game for Muscatine. Louisa-Muscatine Falcons here. Home team, so that's a bit of an advantage, but they trail 1-0. Mallory Messick, the left fielder, due up next. The coach checking to make sure she's okay. That ball does hurt when it hits.
It does.
More solid than the old white one.
That's right. It is. It really is. That's 6th time this season she's been hit by a pitch.
Ouch. Also, it'll jar you when it hits your mask as you're the plate umpire. Here's the first pitch. Oh, she went after that one. It was just a little bit on the outside corner. Messick trying to work her way on. One of 2 Massicks in the lineup. Maddie is the senior. .413 batting average is not too shabby.
As I was quickly putting in my lineup on my scorecard, there's a lot of sisters on this team.
So they could practice at home without having to have the coach around, right?
They could get everything done on their own and just.
But who settles the fight?
As well, you got to have an outside party to do that. So that's why you look to one of the other players to settle all the disputes between the sisters. 1
out and a runner at first is Hohenadel for the Falcons of Louisa-Muscatine. Batting here, bottom of the first inning from Iowa Central Field in the Girls State Softball Tournament. Chop to third, 1 hop. And the play will have to go to first. 5-3 on the putout, advancing to second is Hohenadel. Finley Hall looked to second base, but second baseman Hall was not there, breaking late. And she knew she had to make a good, accurate, quick throw.
Well, and that ball got to her so quickly that she could make that decision. She could look to second, still had time to go to first.
It was kind of a short hop fielding the play there. Hayley Sanders, the pitcher, is up. She flips it over to the left side, and we've got a 1-2-3 inning here. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. We go to the top of the second with the score 1-0 favoring West Liberty from the Girls State Softball Tournament.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise, and your lights will go on. That's because at Mid-American Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
This is more. More savings. More service. More focus on fresh, quality produce. Expert butchers who know more. And the most talked about meat in town. We are Fairway. We put everything into meat and grocery. And this is more.
We're back at the girls' 2019 State Softball Tournament from Iowa Central Field here on the Iowa Girls Union Digital Network. Leaders start at Central College, and scholar athletes succeed on the court and in the classroom. In the past year, 1 under 12 Central College student athletes received academic all-conference recognition. Learn how to be more than a spectator by visiting central.edu. I'm Lance Serino, Laura Leonard sitting alongside. First opportunity we've had over the years to share microphones and share the press box seat. Your analysis after the first. Who's got the edge? Is there an edge?
Still a little early, I think. You've got 2 really great pitchers going in this ball game. So, can they make the 1 run hold up? I don't know. With these pitchers, you got some good hitters as well. So I think a little early, but to get that 1 run edge right away in the first inning is very helpful for the confidence.
Hayley Sanders put the ball in the location Laura alluded to in the first inning, right where it was a tough pitch to handle for Sailor Hall. She fouls it out at third, and Isabel Morrison stepping in now for the West Liberty Comets. They got a lead with 2 outs. Got a unique double, and that scored. Cruz got the score. First pitch to Morrison is a strike called. The infield is Jembre at third, Sanders at second, Kylie Sanders at second, Copey at second, Hohenadel is at first base. The pitch working the zone, that time down a little bit, maybe to the bottom of the zone. Shannon McQuirter, who's a Fairfield, Iowa native, calling balls and strikes behind the plate. Here comes the wind of the pitch. In the air. But a play for the catcher. Yes. Nice play right in front of the screen. That's a tough one for the catcher.
That was one heck of a play, as Hearn really couldn't locate it initially and then found it, able to get the glove underneath it and then bounce up against the fence. Great job. Those are always tough plays for the catcher, as that ball has a lot of spin.
Particularly looking up into the sun all of a sudden. So there are 2 gone here in the top of the second for West Liberty. Hayley Sanders brings it in on the outside corner, about waist high. This is number 8 hitter to come up in the inning. The pitcher for L&M, Louisa-Muscatine, Isabel True, waits on deck. Sanders works it home. In the air, playable. Second base tried to get it. It dropped just beyond her glove. A 2-out hit once again for West Liberty.
Again, I think sun played a factor in that one, and Copy didn't do a great job of floating back far enough initially on that hit.
We can feel a little bit of a breeze coming from behind us, and that's blowing out to right where the second baseman, Copy, was playing that time. So Ellen Carew is up, and there's the bottom of the strike zone. Good pitch, good location, outside corner. No balls and 1 strike, 2 outs. West Liberty with a 1-0 lead, batting here in the top of the second inning. Sign given by Hearn, the catcher. Popped up, out of play. And she's again ahead on the count. She threw 1 pitch to Hall, 3 pitches to Morrison, 2 pitches to Carew, and 2 pitches here to True. So West Liberty's not letting her throw a lot of pitches. They're going after it.
They're being aggressive, and that's what you have to do against a good, solid pitcher that's going to be in the zone.
Here's one in the outside corner. That's a tough pitch to spot, but Hayley Sanders did so. No runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 left. We have played an inning and a half from the 2019 Girls State Softball Tournament. We'll be back for the bottom of the second after this.
Mid-American Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right. You decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Hey, high school sports fans. Are you following the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union online? Stay up to date with the latest information and scores from across the state as we share highlights and achievements from our student athletes. You can follow all the action on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat. Just search at IGHSAU.
Back at Iowa Central Field here from the Harlan Rogers Sports Complex as the 2019 Girls State Softball Tournament. You're being able to watch it. It's presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Mid-American Energy Company Championship Network. Looking at the temperature, oh boy, Florida doesn't have anything on us today. 78 degrees.
Beautiful 78 degrees. Perfect for softball.
And we move to the second, batting first pitch hitting. On the run, the center fielder. Nice running catch by Akers as Katie Copey didn't waste any time, as you said, being aggressive, putting the bat on the ball.
Right from the crack of the bat, Akers did a great job of getting into position and running that ball down. Had to jump a little bit at the end, but that ball, and I think you're right, a little wind pushing the ball out. I think those outfielders are going to have to be careful of where they're going and keeping their eye on that ball, as that ball may sail on them a little bit.
It looked like that ball did sail a little bit towards left field. She was in the left center alley. Good start. That's what allowed her to catch the ball. She didn't get that start. We're looking at the batter runner at second, maybe headed for third. Here comes True's pitch. Bounder right up the middle for a base hit. First hit of the ball game. for the Falcons of Louisa-Muscatine. Got it on the ground. That's a good way to start your second turn at bat. Looks like we're going to have a substitution here.
Going to have that courtesy runner. Yeah.
It will be the courtesy runner. And we're waiting for her to get her helmet strapped up. Girls Union made a special emphasis to make sure that the batting helmet strap was tight. Safety issue. 17 is running. And that is Kissel.
Well, you know what? You wear those helmets for a reason. And so if you're not going to wear them properly, then what's the use? So you might as well pull them tight and have them there, because I have seen many, many times where players have gotten hit, and you want to make sure that that helmet's going to stay on.
Our substitution of Kissel as a courtesy runner is brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. Here's the pitch, second, and it's high off the catcher's glove. And Kissel rounds second, looking to go to third, but hustling back is Kreese to get it. Kreese not happy with herself. Call that a wild pitch or a pass ball?
I think I'm going to call that a pass ball.
Okay.
I think that was a ball that they might have been gotten crossed up with their signals, but I think it's a ball she should have had.
Here's the next delivery outside. And we've got a 1-ball, 2-strike count here to Bryn Genevieve, the third baseman. Correction. 2-1. Scoreboard had it flipped. True with the delivery. Now we're at 2-2. True's delivery is a little different than some of the others. She goes high over her head with her arms and comes down to the presentation spot.
Everybody's got a little something in their delivery. It's fun to watch the different pitchers that come to state tournament, and just in softball in general, about how they go about getting their motion and their routine.
That time, True moved it outside about waist high. Genevieve couldn't hold her swing. She's down on strikes. That's the first strikeout for Isabel True. The 8th place hitter now, Mallory Messick, the right fielder. One of the sisters playing in that lineup. Tying run is at second. We've seen a number of games with 2 outs, the batting team has been able to get some runs in. The first pitch is started outside and low. Mallory Hornadel is in the on-deck circle. Of course, in girls softball, you can't leave the base until the ball leaves the pitcher's hands. That's a timing matter. Here's one knocked down by the pitcher as True made a nice play, running halfway over to first, before she finished that with the underhand toss. In the inning, no runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 left. 2 have been stranded total through 2 innings here by Louisa-Muscatine. You're watching the 2019 Girls State Softball Tournament from Iowa Central Field. The tournament being presented by Iowa Farm Bureau and the Mid-American Energy Company Championship Network.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at Mid-American Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
I wanted a big university experience.
Without the big university price.
That's why I chose Iowa Central.
What makes Iowa Central so different than other community colleges is its size.
Big campus, lots of programs, athletics, and performing arts.
I live right here on campus.
And the teachers know me by name.
I'll be career ready in 2 years.
And all my credits transfer to a university.
It's a big time experience.
Without the big time price.
Come see it for yourself.
Back at Iowa Central Field here in the 3rd inning, leading it off for West Liberty is Hayley Lehman. Lehman grounded out to second her first time up. Second baseman Copey, Laura, has creeped in like you used to see him defend for a slap hitter.
Yeah, and she's in just maybe, 4 or 5 steps behind the pitcher's circle.
Correct. Next pitch is low. as Lehman is showing signs of wanting to slap the ball. Slap hitters normally are the left-handed batters, trying to get that extra stride and a half to first base for a close play.
Well, if you have the speed and you can handle the bat, you're a good candidate to be a slap hitter.
The next pitch is a strike on the outside. Well, I guess I'm going to have to pass.
You and me both.
Unless there's a big pizza out there.
Well, you know what? If you're going to entice me with some food, I might run a little faster.
You would win, hands down, guarantee it. 2 balls and a strike to count, no out, top of the third. 1-0 in favor of West Liberty. There's a bunt. Fielded and throws to first. Base hit. You couldn't have placed that ball any better if you had laid it out there off your hand. It just bounced, right as you saw, right there in front of the batter's box. So it's a bunt single.
And that's just being able to handle the bat, looking where the defense is, not slapping it, just laying it down perfectly. It had a little spin. It got in the dirt, and it just sat there.
Typical of several bunts we've seen that haven't gone beyond 6 feet that have scored runs and put base runners on and swung games. Here's a bunt attempt. Nope. She pulled it back, obviously. The ball off the catcher's glove to the backstop. We'll see if that was a ball or a strike. That was a wild pitch.
I think that was a ball, I think.
It is. That's what they register on the scoreboard. West Liberty looking to add to a 1-0 lead as they bat here. Top of the third, top of the order once again. Hayley Sanders. This one's in the air, playable, near the foul line. And this time the shortstop, Kylie Sanders, hauls it in for out number 1.
Good job of shielding her eyes, as we've seen some balls pop up to that side of the field where the fielders have had trouble looking directly into the sun.
I think the sun's going to have an impact here, Laura, on all the fielders right now. Just because of its location, it's just past 2 o'clock. Pitch is low. Defense reacted. Third baseman Gebri coming to the foul territory. Kylie Sanders, the shortstop, was over there, ready to cover third. 1 ball and no strike. In the air, popped up. And this time it's trouble, but it's Hayley Sanders who called for it. The first baseman, Hohenadel, also was right there. 2 outs now for Macy Akers. She had the base hit to center that drove home the run. Austin Crees in the first inning.
Well, the good thing about that last play is they got the out. There could have been a collision. That ball could have popped loose.
Correct.
That could have started a little bit of a rally, but now you have 2 outs, and you're hoping to strand that runner at second.
But here's where the defense can't relax. Got to be strong here. You can come back from 1-0. 2-0 gets a little harder.
Especially with these 2 pitchers that are throwing in the circle today in this ball game.
That's a strike called to the outside corner. They're not going to give up much.
No.
The pitchers.
No, not at all. That 1 run could certainly hold up for West Liberty.
I like the way they're both moving the ball around, primarily from waist on down, and making the hitters really have to think and react quickly. Here's the 0-2 delivery. In the air, left field. Measured, caught by Maddie Messick out there, the left fielder. That's the out to retire West Liberty in the top of the third. No runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 left. You're watching the 2019 Girls State Softball Tournament on the Iowa Girls Union's digital network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise, and your lights will go on. That's because at Mid-American Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics. Because on our team and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
Lance Reno with Laura Leonard alongside. When you take a look at the competition and who these teams have beat, Louisa-Muscatine might have a little better pedigree because you look here at the list. They had defeated 3 out of the 4 state tournament qualifying teams fairly handily, including 19-3 over Carlisle.
Yeah, that's
impressive.
That's a statement game right there. That's saying something.
We start with the number 9 hitter, Mallory Hohenadel, for Louisa-Muscatine. First pitch is away out of the strike zone. 9, 1 and 2. Hayley Sanders will follow, followed by McKenna Hohenadel. Next pitch is down and away. Grandstand umpires didn't like that call. I thought it was decent.
I thought it was pretty good.
No argument here.
I know.
2-0 the count. Hohenadel trying to become the base runner in the air. Left field. Wind catches a little bit. An adventure in flying balls out to the outfield. That one took a little spin late.
Yeah, it did, and a good job, a good jump out there in left field by Gingerich to get back and know exactly where she was in the field, where the warning track was, able to haul that in.
And this field has a little bit of slope to it from the shortstop onto the left field corner. If you notice, Laura, it kind of goes down and slopes to the left. So anything on the ground might have a kick there with something we'll have to watch.
And it may change your footwork a little bit, too,
Correct.
as you're keeping your eyes on the ball and you're running.
If you haven't played on this field before, that could cause you a problem unless you've done that in the pregame. 1 ball, no strike to shortstop Hayley Sanders, batting in the number 2 spot here. 3rd inning of work for Isabel True, 2nd time around the lineup.
So see if anything happens, see if they learned any time or anything from the first
Correct.
time through the lineup, see if they can make any adjustments.
Here's the next showed bunt, pulled it back, and takes the pitch for ball 3. So both teams are going to be somewhat similar as far as going through the lineup, as West Liberty has gone through the number 4 hitter in their 2nd time. We could have the same situation here with Louisa-Muscatine. Pitch is a strike. 3-0 count becomes a strike. It's not necessarily the automatic.
No, not, you know what, it used to be, I think, not so much anymore.
McKenna Hohenadel waiting for Sanders to get on deck and on base. Here's the wide. Nice spot on that pitch.
Yeah,
waist high, outside corner.
And a good patient at bat, though. I like the fact that Sanders is making her work a little bit, making her work it back to full count.
You picked up on the same thing I did. She hasn't thrown a lot of pitches yet. Here's the ball hit to the left center gap. It's running down that slope to the fence. Stand-up double to left center for Hayley Sanders. The tying run aboard.
The patience pays off for Sanders as she was able to get a belt-high pitch and take it out to the outfield, splits the gap.
All the extra base hits you see during the Girls State Softball Tournament are brought to you by Kruger Seeds. The next time you're in need of corn or soybean seed, give your local Kruger Seeds dealer a call. Kruger Seeds, first-class seed, first-name service. McKenna Hohenadel has the opportunity here to maybe knock this one up at 1. As Isabel True starts her out of the strike zone with a ball. Maddie Masick, the left fielder, waiting on deck. Whatever breeze there was a half inning ago has disappeared into the high sky. Here's the wind. Low and out of the strike zone.
And they want to make sure they're hitting their spots. They've got that runner in scoring position. And 1 out, you just have to concentrate on the hitter at the plate. Don't worry about that runner at second. Just take care of your business here between the pitcher and the catcher.
You mentioned making her throw pitches. She's already thrown 11 pitches this inning, more than she has in almost the first 2 combined.
So
pitch goes low.
Little change in strategy, maybe, after the first time through the order. Being aggressive the first time you see her. Now you're taking some pitches. You can see waving the bat out there trying to distract the hitter. And they did, or the pitcher, and they did.
Louisa-Muscatine being a bit more patient at the plate as Hohenadel draws the walk, putting runners at first and second with only one out. And Mallory Messick, left-handed hitting left fielder, stands in. She grounded at third her first time up. I'm sure the Comets would welcome a ground ball that way. Here's the first pitch. Ground ball to the pitcher. Throw to third for the force. Getting the lead runner. That's a heads-up play by Isabel True.
And True has really done a nice job of fielding her position out of the pitching circle. Knocks that ball down and quickly underhands it for the force over to third.
And in actuality, the pitcher becomes the fifth infielder.
Yeah,
knock it down, keep it in front.
Yep, that's exactly what you need to do. You need to be ready for anything coming back your way.
The pitcher, Hayley Sanders, steps in now for the Falcons of Louisa-Muscatine. Sanders 0 for 1, bounced back to the pitcher, her first time up. So far in the ball game, only 2 hits for Louisa-Muscatine. The pitch got some legs, but it drifted foul by about 20 yards.
Yeah, and if she would have kept that between the white lines, that would have sailed right out of here. She got all of that one. Just turned on it a little bit too much, got out on that front foot.
We'll see how much changing of speeds now True is doing along with her locations. The next one comes inside. We'll see if she comes outside now. She's got the batter backing up. We'll see if she picks the outside corner.
Yeah, and sometimes hitters don't flinch with that inside pitch. They'll just continue to crowd that plate and challenge the pitcher.
A little bit of an open stance. Here's the pitch going outside.
You called it.
The throw to third is not in time as the catcher had the pass ball. And we got runners now at third and second. McKenna Hohenadel, the runner at third, is the tying run. The count right now is 3-1 to Hayley Sanders. She's got a free swing here, maybe. She elects to take it, driving that pitch count up a little bit here.
Right.
2 outs, 2 on. 1-run lead for West Liberty, the Cinderella of this tournament field. Battling to move on to the championship. Here's a ground ball to third, fair ball. Throw across the diamond, gets away from the first baseman. 1 run is in. Here comes another. Mallory Messick scores, as well as McKenna Hohenadel on the throwing error from third.
Well, you hate to see that happen, to have an error like that. Your full count, 2 outs. I think what happened, Hall, I think maybe lost where the runners were. She went to turn and step on third thinking she had the force tee in the inning and then quickly realized she needed to go to first base to get the out, and that maybe threw off her timing and took the throw and the first baseman Crow off the base.
We have a substitution into the Louisa-Muscatine lineup. Number 3 is coming in to run for Hayley Sanders, a pitcher. That would be a courtesy runner, I'm pretty sure. Our substitution brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. So the complexion of the game has changed as we are batting here in the third inning. Bottom of the third, 2-1. Louisa-Muscatine coming up with 2 runs here with 2 out. To the plate now, Katie Copey, the second baseman. Looks at ball 1. A lot of pitches this inning for Isabel True. Ground ball, left side, playable. The shortstop Lehman over to Carreau for the out to end the inning. But in the inning, no run, or 2 runs rather, on 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 runner left on base. After 3 full innings of play, it's 2-1, Louisa-Muscatine.
Mid-American Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right. You decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Iowa Public Television is the home of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Championships. We bring you live, uninterrupted coverage of the state championships in volleyball, basketball, soccer, and softball. Plus special features highlighting the Iowa girl. Catch it all on statewide Iowa Public Television, on air or at iptv.org.
Leaders start at Central College, and Central College scholar athletes succeed on the court and in the classroom. In the past year, 112 Central College student athletes received academic all-conference recognition. Learn how to be more than a spectator by visiting central.edu. We have the leadoff batter here in the top of the fourth inning. The number 5 hitter in the lineup, Janie Gingrich, the left fielder. Gingrich fouls the first one off, but she went to right field her first time up as well, so she might be trying to guide it over that direction. I'm Lance Reno along with Laura Leonard in this semifinal in Class 3A. The winner goes on to face Davenport Assumption. That will be Friday at 3:30 p.m. The team that loses here goes to the championship runner-up spot Friday at 2:30 p.m. on this diamond right here. So we're whittling the field of 8 in each class down to the final 2. Pitch, ground ball, second. Nice play by Coppy, makes the sure-handed, two-handed grab and gets the out. 4 in a row now, set down by Hayley Sanders. She might be finding her form. She looked a little bit off the first couple of innings, I thought.
Yeah, and I would agree with that. And now, now you have the lead back, and you start taking a deep breath and you settle in, and so may see a different pitcher from here on out.
Sailor Hall, the second baseman, is up, fouled out to third, her first time up. Takes the first pitch for a strike. This game might have a little more pressure than the opening one, because if you win this one, you're to the championship. The opening one, you got to win it first to get any further down the road. I don't know the psyche and the thinking of what goes through the players' minds.
Well, I think, those last few games that you play, the pressure of getting through regional, district and regional play, and knowing that you have to continue to win to keep your season alive. And I think that's the same mindset. But, yeah, maybe a little more intensity in this ball game.
Pitch is popped up in foul territory off the glove of the first baseman, Mallory Hohenadel, and that will be a strike. And you could, if she reaches base, give her an error.
Yeah, and, sometimes those simple things like that where you go, okay, she didn't make the play, they may come back to haunt you because she may get that base hit, or she may end up getting a walk and getting on base. You give her new life as a hitter.
Particularly since we're here in the middle innings, part of the game. We'll see how it unfolds. The next pitch is low and inside for a ball. It evens the count now. Outfielders shading a little bit towards right field. Hall popped up to third her last time up and first time up. What pitch is Sanders going to deliver? In the air, left center, could be trouble. And it is trouble. There you go. There's your unearned run.
That's right.
Both are unearned.
That's the
Isabel Morrison, the designated player, launched it literally over the left field fence. 2-run home run. The score has changed. Right now, the scoreboard hasn't got the 3 up there. West Liberty regaining the lead. We're in the top of the fourth.
Yeah, Morrison at the plate now. We had the one out, and so it's just a solo shot to tie it up.
You're right. My bad. Jumped ahead of line.
Well, I think West Liberty likes your scoring probably a little better than.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Gave them the lead for a brief moment and then took it back.
There you go. The error threw me off.
But you're right. I mean, you go back and you think about that, and should have been an out.
Yep.
And instead you put her back at the plate and she gets a pitch and she drives it and ties the ball game up.
And there's a 1-1 count right here. Because I marked the error down and then automatically thought she was on. The next pitch is at the letters for a called strike. Ellen Carew is the next hitter. Hayley Sanders has been stingy with her hits. But 5 hits now for West Liberty, the underdog coming in. The next pitch, swing and a miss. Down on strikes.
Boy, just expanded that strike zone out and made her go after it. That ball was so far off the plate, didn't even have a chance to get a piece of the bat on it at all.
That's a strikeout, and that's number 2, if the records are right here, in this one. So, a run is in. There are 2 outs here, top of the 4th. Game is tied at 2. And Ellen Carew is the scheduled hitter. The first baseman takes a strike. She singled with 2 outs in the 2nd. West Liberty has had, as you look back on your score sheet, they've had a runner every inning, so an opportunity maybe to score. Next pitch, missing low. Number 8 hitter in the order. 2 runs on 5 hits and 1 error for West Liberty. 2 runs, 2 hits, and 1 error for Louisa-Muscatine. Very similar. Numbers 2 is Wild, with their 2 outs here in the 4th. Pitch. Awfully good to take that one as it broke inside late.
Good discipline at the plate.
So what pitch is Sanders going to throw here? Is it going to be an off speed? Is it going to be a fastball? Here's the pitch. Right there on the outside corner. It's been consistently called in that spot all day long.
Yeah.
Tip of the hat to umpire McWhorter.
And you keep going out there. If you're going to get that call from him, you might as well keep working that side of the plate.
There's where a pitcher, the 5th infielder, helps their own cause. And now I think I got it right. We got 3 outs, right?
We do. We do have 3 outs.
1-3 on the play. I apologize for the mistake in the inning. West Liberty comes up with a run on 1 hit. There was 1 error and no runners left on base. We go to the bottom of the 4th. We are tied at 2 each.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at Mid-American Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
And welcome back to Harlan Rogers Sports Complex here in Fort Dodge, the 2nd of the Class 3A semifinals. We're moving to the bottom of the 4th inning, and you're watching this game by the Iowa Farm Bureau corporate sponsor and the Iowa Girls Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company. So we're back where we started.
Yeah, even up.
Even up.
Even up. So now it becomes... So you're in the 4th inning, got a 3-inning ball game that you got to try to win.
That's correct. Both teams very similar now in the spot in the order where they're batting. We start here for Louisa-Muscatine with Katie Hearn, the number 6 hitter in the lineup. Isabella True on the mound. We'll see if she can shake it off because she gave up 2 runs in the last inning. So a little bit of momentum, Laura, has got to be on the side here of Louisa-Muscatine.
Yeah, you would think so, but, West Liberty was able to get back even. And after they gave up those 2 runs after the error. So, yeah, but you think that Louisa-Muscatine, the inning that they had, they were able to rally with 2 outs. And so that gives you confidence at the plate.
The 2-0 pitch is at the knees on the outside corner. And that unknown factor picking up again, a little bit of breeze coming over the top of the press box in the stands here. You don't notice this so much on anything that's about dugout high, but you get up screen high. Played an impact on that play at first base last inning. The pitch is outside for a ball. And you got to give credit to Sailor Hall of West Liberty because she should have been out. She was given second chance, and she made advantage of it.
Given new life, and that's what you do. You get that second chance opportunity, and she sure did. She took advantage of it.
Here's the pitch at the knees. A little bit of a break to that one. True has changed her selection of pitches here a little bit. It looked like she's attacking the strike zone a little more aggressively.
Yeah, and I think, she feels if she can get ahead in the count and put these hitters on their heels, that's going to help her and her defense.
Pitch is fouled off. The count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. There's somewhat close proximity. I'm surprised they didn't play during the regular season. West Liberty is up there in the Iowa City area. About an hour apart, probably.
Yeah, you're surprised that they didn't cross paths in a tournament or something somewhere.
Here's the first base runner in the 4th inning now as Katie Hearn, the catcher, draws the walk. She had a courtesy runner the last time around, and that's what we're going to see here again. As we have Kissel, the courtesy runner for the catcher. And yes, the pitcher and catcher can have courtesy runners, but only one gal can run. She can't run for both. And you've got a score update?
We do, and it looks like a final that Clarksville is going back to the championship game. They had a 1-0 victory over Lisbon, and they will play Collins Maxwell in the 1A title game at 6 o'clock tomorrow night.
Thank you for the update. I suppose that's going to cost us a hamburger or something down the road. Yeah, look at the laughter. Pitch was a wild pitch and a ball to Bryn Janby. Down to second base goes Kissel. And that kind of mistake you don't want to make right here. Your team just came back. Their pitch, I was going to say, it's a dead ball strike. She was in the batter's box when she was hit by the pitch.
Yeah, and she attempted at it. So you don't get the hit by pitch because she did make an attempt on it, so she gets the strike.
Good call. You must have umpired some.
No.
Seriously.
That's just playing the game for way too long, longer than I should have.
The next pitch comes outside and high. You never play the game way too long.
No, but I'll tell you what, we need more good umpires in the state. We need a lot of umpires.
That is
and these guys do a great, great job.
Here's the pitch. Bunted, fouled on the third base line. I know I had more than enough umpiring dates this summer. The whole month of June was filled starting.
Yeah.
Well, the first week in May had 3 varsity games scheduled. Mother Nature changed that.
Right. Yeah.
And looking to recruit some young umpires. I'm surprised at some of the young ladies who have finished their college playing, if they're not coaching, get into umpiring.
And I think that's maybe where we need to start as the girls. I'm saying we as the Girls Athletic Union, that, maybe that's where you start.
Here's the pitch, popped in the air. We'll come back to that point in a moment. The shortstop out there, Lehman, makes the grab. It's true in both girls and boys athletics. And it used to be, we had a few more schools, but some of the coaches for the schools, say if they coached football, in the off season, they would go umpire baseball or softball. Basketball officials would do the same thing. You don't see that as much anymore, I don't think.
Right. And I think part of that is because a lot of these sports are becoming year-round, and you have basketball tournaments all summer long, and kids playing everywhere, and coaches coaching those teams.
Mm-hmm.
And but you know what? I think that it's would be a great summer job for somebody that's just out of college or even in college.
Here's a pitch hit in the air to center field. Akers. She makes the grab as Mallory Messick had a 1-ball, no-strike count on her. She becomes the second out, and Mallory Hohenadel will step up Honadel fly to left her last time up. I'm mostly retired, but I know that some of the schools in the area where I live, they needed officials for the day games for the junior high kids, so we started doing that 3 years ago. And the pitch goes outside for a ball. But it also has helped to have coached the game, umpired the game, and that helps on the radio or TV side of things, which was the primary occupation. So are we going to get this runner home here?
Well, I think it's going to be a good battle. You're at the bottom part of your order, but anymore in softball, your number 9 hitter isn't always your weakest hitter. They're always the one that maybe is your second leadoff. Turn that lineup over. They have some speed. They can handle the bat, so we'll see if that can happen here.
2-0 count. The pitch. Waist high, outside corner for a strike. The one thing you can do when you see that number 9 hitter is just go back and look at the number of runs scored. It gives you an idea how balanced that lineup is. And we're going to go back to the top of the order. Isabel True struggling here a little bit right now in the bottom of the 4th. A tie game at 2. The pitch a little bit out of the zone. 3 balls and a strike. The go-ahead run down at second base in the form of the courtesy runner Kissel for Louisa-Muscatine. The wind and the pitch. Missing outside for ball 4. Runners at first and second now. Now the infield has to be on their toes. Hayley Sanders, the shortstop, bounced back to the pitcher, but the last time up, she doubled to left center. Got a good stroke on that one. Left-handed batter.
So you know the coaches are in the dugout. They're looking at the score sheet where they pitched her last time, what sequence, and they want to show her something a little different.
First pitch is down low for a ball. You're seeing more and more that the teams that make it here, they do a lot of adjustments. They've got the talent, they can do it, you know.
And that's what you have to do. I mean, in-game adjustments, whether it's in the field, at the plate, in the circle.
Pitch, down and away. Sanders showing she wants to slap. That's why the double to left center last inning kind of surprised me a little bit. She actually let the swing go.
Yeah, and you know, some of these lefty hitters, they have the ability to see what the defense is doing and decide as the pitch is coming, how am I going to handle this? They don't get locked into just laying it down or slapping. Correct. They're that good that they can make that adjustment.
If you're wondering who the winner of this game plays, they play Davenport Assumption, who won earlier today 6-0 on this time. And here's a shot right back at the pitcher off her glove, and the bases are juiced. That one I don't think you give as an error. I think you give that a base hit.
That's
it's pretty well stroked.
Yeah, solid base hit right back up the middle, and I don't think True had a chance to even get a glove down. That was ticketed for center field, and she did a great job of keeping it in front to keep the ball in the infield and not allow a runner to score.
You had a better view of her than I did. How wide were her eyes?
Really wide. You could see the whites of her eyes.
Here comes the pitch to McKenna Hohenadel. McKenna has been hit by a pitch, has walked, and scored the first of 2 runs here. So no hits so far, but she's been on base twice. A heady player here for Louisa-Muscatine. Even Steven, as some of us had predicted it might be in this game. You're winding the pitch. Ground ball. Tough play, maybe. Nope. Just in time, Lehman rifled the throw to the first baseman, Careau, for the out to end the inning. 1 hit. No errors, 3 left here in the top of the 4th inning for Louisa-Muscatine. We're tied at 2, heading for the bottom of the 4th, top of the 5th.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at Mid-American Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
All you have to do is you just have to get their feet here on the pavement and bing. being in Des Moines, you just get it through the experience.
I'm a fan of a lot of our fast, casual cuisine.
A little theater, some great restaurants.
There's a lot going on musically.
If you can't find things to do in Des Moines,
You must be boring.
this is a magical place.
Back at Iowa Central Field, Harlan Rogers Sports Complex. I'm Lance Reno alongside Laura Leonard as we are bringing you the girls' state softball tournament here in the 3A semifinals presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau and the Mid-American Energy Company Championship Network. Tied at 2, top of the 5th inning. It is Hayley Sanders on the mound. She has scattered 5 hits, given up just the 2 runs. Isabel True, her counterpart, takes the first pitch for a ball. Now it's the little things, getting that runner on and then advancing him, maybe giving up an out, putting the pressure on the defense.
That's what you kind of maybe think about things a little differently now that you're in the 5th inning, as how do I take one of my power hitters and sacrifice him if the runner gets on in front of them? You know, those are the little things that you have to decide as a coach of how you're going to play it once you get runners on the base paths, and then what's going to be the strategy.
Isabel True is 1 pitch away from being a base runner. 3-0 count on her. I think softball players are a little more versatile maybe, and they're taught to maybe sacrifice and put the ball down. Now True calls time and tips out. Sanders has been somewhat effective, but she's given up 5 hits. The pitch is taken for a strike. So if anybody's been putting pressure on, it's been West Liberty putting it on Louisa-Muscatine. Now a play, a drop pop-up, could turn out to be the winning ticket for Powerball. Here's a pitch in for a strike. So after going 3-0, it's now 2-0. The psychology has changed here. Hayley Sanders, that pitch really wasn't all that fast. It was more or less an off-speed pitch.
It was.
Almost trying to draw her to swing. That was yours.
I had it. Thank goodness we had the fence, though, in front of us.
Better than the net.
Yeah. Fence is a little more sturdy.
And it doesn't have as much give as the net does. But the net on the other diamond may give you a little better view of what's going on in the field. 6-1, half dozen to the other. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 called. Snuck one in at the knees.
Boy, that was a great pitch. That's exactly where it needed to be.
Excellent location. So you get the first out here. Now the psyche for West Liberty is now.
But think about that. The psyche was she was 3-0.
Yeah.
And she had to come all the way back, so she was 1 pitch away from putting the leadoff runner on.
So who's got the mo right now?
I think it's back right with Louisa-Muscatine.
Copy comes in at second base near the pitcher's circle. And the first pitch in for Sanders, a strike call. And you can see a little difference in the way she's standing, her body language. After going behind on the count, as you pointed out, 3-0, she's now got the one out, nobody on. Ground ball, it's going to sneak through. The slap hitter snuck it through the shortstop spot. So the momentum goes to the other side. Left-handed batter here, Finley Hall.
And you get somebody that can steal bases now, too.
Yep, you got the left-hander up there to block the catcher. You got the speed in the person of Hayley Lehman. That's her second hit, by the way, in 3 trips. Finley Hall has grounded to second and popped to short. Everything's up the middle. Oh. She left early, and she's called out at first base, trying to get that good jump. So you give the put out to 3 unassisted.
Wow, I'm not sure that anybody on the field can believe it, both sides, that got called, and she got a jump, and the umpire was watching it very closely.
That's the advantage to having a 3-man crew.
Yeah.
You know, normally on a 2-person crew, the umpire is going to be over behind the second baseman.
Right, yeah.
That's a decent angle, but still if a play occurs like that, it's awfully tough to catch. And now Sanders getting a little life here. Gets the first pitch into Finley Hall for a strike. 0 for 2 for Hall on the day. Austin Crees waits on deck. She has had a double in the ballgame. And swing and a foul. Give West Liberty some credit here, Laura. They've had a base hit every inning. And they've had runners on, putting pressure on. But Louisa-Muscatine's defense has bent, but not broken.
Well, and those are teams that get to this point in the season that sure, they'll give up a hit, they'll put runners on, but they're able to get out of it.
Here's a swinging strike 3. Correct, and that should be 3 outs.
I don't think anybody's aware of it.
Or now they called a ball and a strike on the scoreboard. But that's what I got on my, your score sheet's official, so it's good. We got it.
Then we'll go with it then.
No runs on a hit, no errors, and nobody left in the top of the 5th for West Liberty. You're watching the 2019 Iowa Girls Softball State Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau and the Mid-American Energy Company Championship Network.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at Mid-American Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
They say Buena Vista University is in the middle of a bunch of fields.
Hey guys, wait up!
Game on. They say our idea of fun is morning tea, and afternoon tea,
And anytime tea.
And we hang out like bumps on a log.
They say Storm Lake, Iowa isn't in the center of the action. And when we study, we're not exactly grounded. But you know what we say.
You gotta see it to believe it.
Back at Iowa Central Field, Harlan-Rogers Sports Complex, Fort Dodge, Iowa, USA. The annual summer competitive event. The Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament underway. Laura Leonard alongside. I'm Lance Reno. We're in the 5th. We're tied at 2. It is West Liberty 2 runs on 6 hits and 1 error. Louisa-Muscatine 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 error. Here's a swing and a line drive off the glove of the first baseman. And the follow play, not able to retire. Mallory Messick. Infield hit on that one. Went after the first pitch. We'll see if that's their strategy here. Are they going to go after that first pitch? Or are they going to make her throw? So Hayley Sanders and Katie Culpe are the 3 scheduled hitters. Messick had grounded at third and reached on the fielder's choice. Now with no outs and 1 on, do we sacrifice here? Yes, the bunt's down. The play is by the third baseman. Not able to make a throw. And you notice there, Isabel True, Laura, was covering third.
Well, and I've noticed a lot with Isabel True that when she gets a ball hit back to her, she underhands it to the base.
Correct.
She does not throw overhand. And so I think that's probably something that they've designed to allow her to, rather than pick a ball that's bunted down the third baseline to try to throw overhand, she goes and covers third base. But that ball was bunted hard enough that it snuck by Hall, and she smothered it but couldn't make a play anywhere.
And that's the way for a pitcher to help her own cause, getting the bunt single. Back-to-back singles here, nothing leaving the infield. Courtesy runner down at first base. Number 3 again, May Cox. Am I looking at the right sheet? Yes, May Cox, the courtesy runner. Our substitution being brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how to be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS.com. Game has changed. Can you feel it?
You can, and it just, you can start to feel that West Liberty maybe getting a little tight.
Ball bunted. No man's land out in front of the plate, but an excellent throw by the catcher, Crees. The sacrifice bunt works. It goes 2-4 on the play for our first baseman, rather. And the runners move up a base. Messick now at third and Cox at second. I've been amazed at those little bunts within 6 feet of home plate, how successful they've been. And we're going to have the intentional walk here because Katie Hearn had singled to center and drawn a walk, so she's been on base now all 3 times. What does this do for the defense of West Liberty?
Well, it puts a little pressure on them because everybody's on a base, occupying a base. And so they're going to have to make sure defensively that they knock everything down and they get the force.
Courtesy runner coming in for the catcher, Hearn, is Kissel. Our substitution of the courtesy runner brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. We've gone a while since we had that.
I know.
Okay. Fans are on their edge of their seats. Louisa-Muscatine. And we have a new pitcher?
Hitter.
Okay. And that is Kenna Law. She takes the first pitch from Isabel True. Pinch hitting here in the 5th. That we'll find out how effective a move that will be shortly.
You know that coaches have their strategies and they kind of stick to their things that have worked for them in the past.
And Law right now looks at ball 2. All she really needs to do is put the bat on the ball, get it to the outfield, sacrifice fly, or split the defense. And you got a lot of space from where the shortstop and second baseman are playing right now. Up the middle if you can. There's only 1 out, and that was the sacrifice. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Yes.
2-2 ball game, bottom of the 5th.
As a hitter, you're exactly right. Thinking sacrifice fly. You want to try to get that run home.
Here's the delivery. And a ground ball to short, off the shortstop's leg. 1 run is going to score, and the bases are going to remain loaded. That would be awfully hard to give an error on. We'll see how they do it. I think they put an error on. Well, that's a tough one.
That is a tough one because you're trying to field that. You got a lot of things that you can do, and you're thinking about it. Could you turn the double play, step on second, and go to first, or are you going to try to position yourself and turn your feet to try to get that force at home? So a lot of things going through the mind of Lehman and what she needed to do, and the ball just glances off of her.
It found her.
You're right.
Took a bounce, and it found her. Mallory Messick is up. She's gone out twice in the game. She's in the air. Runner at third will tag. Here, and it drops out in front of the right fielder. Throw home is late. And all of a sudden, some magic has been found by Louisa-Muscatine. No question about that one. A single to right. Scoring on the play from third was Cox, the courtesy runner.
And I'm wondering if that ball got lost in the bright sunlight. We've had clouds. We've had sun come in and out, peek in and out from behind the clouds. And I don't know if Harned was able to find that ball out there.
That is exactly because the angle of the sun is changing now. None of the players have their sunglasses on. We have a conference on the mound right now as they talk about what strategy they're going to do. Every player's in. It was 2-2 coming into the bottom of the 5th. And so far, 2 runs are scored by the Falcons of Louisa-Muscatine. They're soaring high. They would like a day like this in the sky. A Falcon would. You can see lots of things. So, strategy, we've got only 1 out. Tough situation here for West Liberty. How are you going to play this one defensively? Obviously, you got to think home.
Yeah, definitely anything in the infield, you've got to try to get it home and get the force there.
Number 9 hitter and the 7th batter here in the 5th. The pitch, high and away. It's got to be almost a direct shot to give you a chance at turning the home to first double play.
Right, and Hohenadel is a pretty quick runner, so you're right. It's got to be that quick shot, force, and turn over to first.
Pitch, strike called. A little bit of a spin on that one. Came in just around knee high. And in this inning, Louisa-Muscatine has now almost caught up in the hits column with 4 runs on 5 hits. Here's the wind and the pitch. And it's popped up in foul territory. Tremendous effort that time by the catcher, Kreese, over near the gate by the dugout. Reached up, tried to get it, and bounced away from her. We talked about you mentioned it at the top of this inning, Laura. Somebody had to make something happen, and right now it appears that somebody is Louisa-Muscatine.
Yeah, they just knew that time was limited. Number of outs that they had were limited, and they needed to do something, and they did a great job right away, right at the beginning. Base hit, got the sacrifice, then the walk, and then the wheels kind of started to fall off for West Liberty. The pressure got to them a little bit.
I think Messick won that first pitch when she singled it off the first baseman. Set the tone. Here's the one near the screen. Excellent hustle by Kreese, the catcher. But the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. A picturesque day. This would be a picture to go in the Iowan magazine. Iowa strong, Iowa proud, girls softball. Fans turning out. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out. West Liberty needs an out. There's a drive. Curving foul. Somebody with the umbrella down there just narrowly got hit. Do it again.
Yeah, doing a good job of leveling off the level of the bat, going after that pitch. Driving it, just got out on that front foot a little bit ahead of that pitch.
The girls appear to be, this is a general statement. You know what happens when you make one like that. But girls in today's game appear to be stronger using weights and that type of thing. Here's a pitch smothered by Kreese. Could easily have bounced past her. This is a crushed rock infield. Yesterday they had to replace the plug at third base on the other diamond, delayed the game for about 10 minutes. It came out for some reason. So here we go, 3-2, bases loaded, 1 out. The pitch. Ball 4. And luckily for Isabel True, it was ball 4. Or it might have been trouble scoring a run, possibly 2. Got away from the catcher. Scoring on the play is Kissel, the runner from third. And this is a big 3-run inning right here by the Falcons of Louisa-Muscatine. Top of the order we go. And what do we have here?
Hey, hit by pitch right in the helmet.
Ouch.
And
umpire's checking her right now.
They're
quickly.
Looking at Sanders, and she immediately kind of threw the bat to the side, and then she grabbed her head. But they're going to take some time and talk to her. And
where are you? What day is it? What are you doing? See if they can answer.
I think they're bringing in a trainer, maybe going to take a...
Best to take the safe route, which would be with the trainer. She doesn't want to come out of the game.
Well, no, you don't want to come out of the ball game, and he's going to do some quick checks. And
he must be a trooper.
There you go. Right,
doing
right.
a pencil test. She's got a smile on her face, so she says, hey, I'm okay. I want to play.
The thing that you have to think about, if this score holds up for tomorrow, will she be, they're going to check her, and they're going to make sure that she's going through the proper protocol.
Correct.
Will she be able to play tomorrow if this score holds up and they advance? Or
well,
Friday, excuse me.
Correct.
So that gives her a little,
day.
She gets the extra day.
But you can bet medical personnel will be looking at her as soon as she gets
you bet.
done with this game. But it's a big inning here. 4 runs in the inning right now for Louisa-Muscatine. The pitch. Looper. That's the kind of hit, if it goes fair, that just drives coaches nuts. Mm-hmm. That little bloop over the fielder's head and then skits off into foul territory. Do you realize this is a 9th hitter in the inning?
Yeah.
McKenna Hohenadel. She has grounded out, walked, and been hit by a pitch. She scored a run. And she bloops it. Fair ball. 1 run is going to score. Here comes another. The throw home is going to be wide. And another runner coming in. The bases. And she is going to be out. Sliding in. She being Mallory Hohenadel. And she's slow getting up. And
that's
double
Sanders.
check the number.
Sanders coming in there.
Sanders. Hit twice.
She got hit twice. I think a couple of things. I think she got tagged in the head. And I think the bat was out of the way far enough, but I'm not sure if she might have slid over the bat. But
I think she did.
I think they're really gonna check her over now. But a big play, and it was on an off-speed pitch that Hayley just went down and threw the bat at it to try to just foul it off and dumps it into fair territory.
Made contact. That little. What were we just talking about? The little bloopers?
Yeah.
That drive coaches nuts. And all of a sudden, a 2-2 game is now a 6-run lead for Louisa-Muscatine. As we have stepping in, Mallory Messick. Started it all on the first pitch with a bloop hit down the first baseline. Wild and woolly things happen. The next pitch is up high. The old expression, when you go to a softball or a baseball game and think you've seen everything, just wait. Something new will come up.
Right.
And we've seen it all here. And I'm surprised we haven't seen more bunting, quite honestly.
Just situational bunting, really, though, to move runners and that kind of thing.
And so Mallory Messick is hit by a pitch. And Isabel True struggling here with her control. She's having a rough inning. And now a question coming to the plate umpire, Shannon McQuarter. And he's been very consistent in his strike zone today. I think the pitchers have been happy with that. Both teams now with 6 hits, but West Liberty has only gotten 2 runs. Louisa-Muscatine has capitalized with 8.
On 3 errors, too.
3 errors.
So the 3 errors, Louisa-Muscatine has been able to take advantage of those.
Here's the pitch outside for a ball. Runners at the corners. Runner at third is McKenna Hohenadel. Runner at first is Mallory Messick. The batter is Hayley Sanders. The pitcher. Chance to put a little more of a dagger in with the base hit here. Could score one. You mentioned the errors, Laura. I go back to this. The errors came because of the pressure that was being put on.
Yeah.
The pitch selection, the hit selection. And it's turned this game wide open, although we've got 2 more at-bats for West Liberty. The pitch goes outside for a ball. It's a good thing the score sheet goes to 12, so you can scratch out.
I know. I only have mine to 10, so.
Again, we look at Louisa-Muscatine and a fly ball deep left, but it's caught near the fence by Gingerich, the left fielder. And finally, says West Liberty, we got him out. In the inning, however, 6 runs on. We'll total them up and give them to you when we come back. Lance Reno along with Laura Leonard from the 2019 Girls State Softball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Mid-American Energy Company Championship Network. We go to the top of the 6th.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at Mid-American Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
This is more. More savings. More service. More focus on fresh, quality produce. Expert butchers who know more. And the most talked about meat in town. We are Fairway. We put everything into meat and grocery. And this is more.
We might not always know what the day will bring.
At the Iowa Central Diamond, Harlan Rogers Sports Complex, where the 2019 Girls State Softball Tournament Class 3A semifinals. Alongside Lauren Leonard, I'm Lance Reno, and we've got a dandy here now between Louisa-Muscatine, the number 2 seed, number 2 team on the final poll, and West Liberty, the surprise team, first ever qualifying for state, and they haven't lost since they started the tournament play. But it was a big inning last inning as 11 hitters went to the plate, 6 runs, 4 hits, 1 error, 2 left for Louisa-Muscatine, and they're out there. Their body language has changed tremendously.
Well, you get that lead, and you have a little confidence, a little breathing room, and knowing that what your goal is to make it to the championship game, it's that much closer.
And Hayley Sanders, who's kind of been cruising along, not really struggling, but not really being right on the mark as well, now has a little cushion. 2 runs on 6 hits for West Liberty. 8 runs, 6 hits for Louisa-Muscatine. A total of 3 errors, and you pointed that out in the break, how big that has been as a factor here for Louisa-Muscatine.
Well, and I think you also discussed the fact that pressure got to them, and that's what created those errors. When you get that late in a ball game, a tie ball game, the intensity, knowing what's on the line, put a few runners on, and you know you have to make plays. Sometimes it just that pressure gets to you, and you can't make a play cleanly.
The 2-2 pitch is taken high for ball 3. Now the pressure for Louisa-Muscatine. Don't put anybody on base here in the top of the 6th. Keep West Liberty kind of down mentally here. Get this first batter, get her out. 3-2 pitch. Lined to third. Sure hands by Jembre at third base. And you can hear it in the cheering section over to our left for Louisa-Muscatine. They sense that's a big out.
Well, because then just every out that you get, it just whittles down the opportunities even more for West Liberty.
5 is a magic number now for Louisa-Muscatine. 6 is the big number. I flinched. I'm sorry.
I did too.
I was right there at the bridge of the nose. She had a lot of stuff on that one.
Yeah.
It dented a little bit up there. Macy Akers, center fielder, has a single to center. She's flied to left. She now has a hit on the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Janie Gingrich waits on deck. Maddie Masick, McKenna Hohenagel, Mallory Messick, your outfielders. Jembre, Sanders, Kobe, and Hohenagel on the infield for Louisa-Muscatine. And here's a pitch going low. Now, Hayley Sanders went 3 balls on the leadoff batter. She's got 3 balls here. No freebies.
You don't want to put a runner on via the walk, and that's, credit West Liberty for being patient at the plate and making her work.
The pitch is down and out of the zone. Now that's just one base runner. One step at a time. There's time. You and I have both seen games over the years where it looks like even in the last at bat with 2 outs, sometimes a team can just find that magic, get that one little base hit, cause a misplay by the other. Renner leads at first. Safely leads at first after the ball leaves the pitcher's hands. That might have been a big play. The call of the runner out. And I'm not sure where that occurred.
Inning. I wrote it down.
So.
Let's see. It was Lehman had gotten on via the base hit.
Correct.
And that was at the top of the 5th inning where she left early.
With a base hit that could have changed some things there.
Right. And there was 1 out, but still, that gives them 2 outs, and then the strikeout in the inning. So it was only 3 hitters that they faced.
Momentum. It's funny in this sport.
Yeah.
Just how one little thing. This might be the toughest sport to play, and if you look at it, was told many, many years ago, it's the only sport where you score and you don't have possession of the puck or the ball or anything else. Think about it.
True. That is very true.
Which makes it more difficult. You've got to be a little more versatile. Height helps.
Yep.
So does quickness.
Yep.
So, I don't know. We'll see what happens here. Is West Liberty going to be able to get another runner on?
Well, and you go, talk about opportunities. The home run that tied it up 2-2 when Sailor Hall hit that home run, she got new life because they dropped a foul ball.
Correct.
So, you know, that little bit of momentum changed it back for West Liberty, got them back into the ball game, tie ball game, and then you get the outpouring of runs in that 5th inning by Louisa-Muscatine on a couple of errors that they were able to capitalize on. So just little things that can turn a ball game in your favor.
The roller coaster is here at Worlds of Fun or at Adventureland. Here's a strike called, and we go full count. Top of the 6th, West Liberty batting. Janie Gingerich has put the bat on the ball both times. She's gone to the right field side. Flied out to left and bounced to the second baseman. She takes this one, looking for something else, and that pitch was right down the center for a strikeout called, and the second out for West Liberty here in the top of the 6th inning.
And that is so hard when you cannot pull the string on that one to even get the bat off your shoulder to try to foul it off. It's just so frustrating for a hitter.
You may have 3/10 to 4/10 of a second to make up your mind if you're going to swing at it or not. Here's the pitch up high for a ball. Sailor Hall, as Laura just alluded to, tied this baby up. Solo shot in the 4th inning. That tied it at 2, but from there on it would be Louisa-Muscatine getting the momentum back. The pitch.
I flinched again.
I saw it coming. Knew it wasn't going to hit it. That is an awful feeling, though. I've been in McCorder's spot, you know, when that ball comes off the bat. You don't have any chance. You just got to stand there and you got to take it. And that one came here. And they come back very quick. Here's the pitch. Wow. She get around on that one or what?
Yeah, putting another swing on it. I mean,
over to the other diamond.
You know, you got the runner on. You have to be careful here. You don't want to give her anything too good to hit. She launched it out of here the last time, so could change things and change the momentum if she hits another one.
West Liberty getting down to their final outs. Here's one popped up. Is it playable? Yes. In foul territory, the second baseman Coppy over to make the grab for the out to retire West Liberty here in the top of the 6th innings. No runs, no hits, no errors. One runner left on base. Laura Leonard and Lance Reno from Iowa Central Diamond, the 2019 Girls State Softball Tournament. We're back for the bottom of the 6th in a moment.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at Mid-American Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
All you have to do is you just have to get their feet here on the pavement and bing. Being in Des Moines, you just get it through the experience.
I'm a fan of a lot of our fast, casual cuisine.
A little theater, some great restaurants.
There's a lot going on musically.
If you can't find things to do in Des Moines,
you must be boring.
This is a magical place.
Back for the bottom of the 6th. This could be the final at bat that Louisa-Muscatine needs, but I'm sure they're thinking, let's tack another one or two on the board. There's the first pitch by Coppy, swung on, clearing the fence, left center. Nice bunt.
Just as you said it, they want to tack on another run. They do with that first pitch to give them even a little bit more breathing room.
A little more breathing room for their pitcher, as that's a solo shot to left center. RBI for Katie Coppy. That's her first hit of the day. That was a no-doubter.
It was. I mean, absolutely. First pitch swinging, gets the extension of the arms.
9-2 now in favor of Louisa-Muscatine. And that's your leadoff hitter in an inning, and you're late. You want to just kind of put a further dot on that exclamation point. Here's another solid shot to center. Katie Hearn with the base hit. That pitch didn't look all that sharp. coming in.
Didn't look like it had as much spin or as much bite to it as a lot of her pitches have.
So we have the courtesy runner coming back in. It is Kissel running for Hearn, a substitution brought to you today in this game by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. To further expand their lead, now boom. Here's a ground ball to short. In time, Lehman over to Carew for the out. Advancing, though, to second is Kissel. And did you notice Louisa-Muscatine going after that first pitch?
Yeah.
Being aggressive right here.
Being aggressive, and, sometimes I think in the back of players' minds, and I know I'm guilty of it, you got the big lead. Let's get out of this inning so we can finish the ball game. Let's get back out on the field.
Here's another first pitch. Shot to center. Did she catch? No. She lost her footing. Out in center field did Akers. Here comes the runner from second scoring. In with a stand-up RBI double, Mallory Messick. You got a feel for Akers out there in center, as it looked like she might have tangled up her feet or something and fell down. The ball was just beyond her.
Well, and as you said, if you don't know the outfield as well as your home field, and maybe just a little misstep out there.
So with one out, runner at second. The batter is Hohenadel. Mallory is flied to left, drawn a walk, scored a run, and she looks at the first pitch here for a strike. She's been the first baseman. Looking to put the ball in play, looking to trade places, if you will. Not to be a pun off a TV program, but you get the runner at second, the batter. As a coach, let's trade.
Yep.
Bottom part of the order, 2 runs into the inning already, highlighted by Coppy's home run, solo shot. Here's the pitch. Whoa, that was close to being fair. Down the third base line, just missed going over the bag. And if these people in the plane are coming to the game, they're a little bit late.
Just coming in low, though.
Maybe they're here for the next game.
I bet they are. Airport is just right across the street from the Diamonds.
Here's the delivery, down low, blocked nicely by Crees, the catcher. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Davenport Assumption has already qualified for the Friday 3:30 p.m. championship against the winner of this one, which right now looks like will be Louisa-Muscatine. Carlisle playing West Delaware at 3:30, the game following us. Here's one in the air, drifting out of play. Almost along the fence there. Hustling effort by Gingerich out of left field. She came a long way to make the play.
She really did have to cover a lot of ground and slid as that ball was sinking, and it just popped out of her glove.
And you can see there where the slope of the field is down that left field line.
Yeah.
Could have been a nice catch if she'd have been able to hang on to it. So here comes your 2-2 pitch. In the air, toward left. Gingerich on the run, has it measured, and hauls it in. That's the second out here in the top of the 6th inning. Bottom of the 6th. So we are down to West Liberty having one more at bat. Hayley Sanders, the shortstop, is up. Bounced to the pitcher, double to left center, singled off the pitcher and been hit by a pitch, shaken up a little bit. She stayed in the ball game. She wants to play. First pitch down and away for a ball. Next game coming up on this diamond, Carlisle and West Delaware. And then following that, in the 4A semifinal, North Scott and Charles City. North Scott escaped Oskaloosa 3-2 in 8 innings yesterday. Well, West Delaware was a 9-2 winner. Here's a line shot right at the shortstop, Lehman. No doubt about that one. She hauls it in for the out. Here to retire Louisa-Muscatine after they get 2 runs on 3 base hits. No errors and 1 runner left. We played 6 complete innings of play, and it's now Louisa-Muscatine 10 and West Liberty 2. Back for the 7th after this.
Mid-American Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right. You decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Iowa Public Television is the home of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Championships. We bring you live, uninterrupted coverage of the state championships in volleyball, basketball, soccer, and softball. Plus, special features highlighting the Iowa girl. Catch it all on statewide Iowa Public Television, on air or at iptv.org.
Back for the top of the seventh. It's a 10-2 lead for Louisa-Muscatine over West Liberty. West Liberty starting here with the number 7 batter in the order, the designated player, Isabel Morrison. She's fouled out, struck out. The thing that Hayley Sanders has been able to do, limit the number of at-bats by each player. And if we go to the 7th here, and she able to get him out here, she will have only gone through the lineup 3 times, Laura.
And that's doing a great job of keeping these hitters in check, even though she gave up a couple of runs in this ball game so far. She's done a good job of keeping them on their heels a little bit. They've got some good cuts, but they've not been able to make contact.
She gets the strikeout swinging by Morrison. Really, the only contact that she's had that's been hard has been Sailor Hall's home run in the 4th. Everything else has been either on the infield or blooped to the infielders. So with 1 out now, West Liberty down to their final 2 outs, trailing by 8. Nice breaking ball by Hayley Sanders, but it broke late and broke inside on Ellen Carew, the first baseman. The thing that I notice here, body language-wise, Louisa-Muscatine is out there. They're calm and collected. There's no look of panic on their face. They know they got to do their job, get the outs.
You just want to make sure you have a clean inning. You don't want to give any life to your opponent in West Liberty, so you want to make sure that everything is fielded cleanly.
Here's a chopper right back to the pitcher, Sanders. The throw to Hohenadel. 2 outs now. Cheers are getting a little bit louder from this left side. The fans from Louisa-Muscatine. And a new batter coming in. Looks like Parker Whirling going to get the chance to bat in the state softball tournament. Now, they will have one more game, but it's a little different playing for third than it is playing for the championship. That third place game will be on this field Friday at 2:30 in the afternoon. The pitch. Swing and a miss for strike one.
And you know, these athletes will come back ready to play in that ball game, and they're going to play for that third place trophy and put this game behind them, knowing that they missed their mark by 1 game, not getting to the championship game, but they are going to come back in and play for that third place.
Next pitch is strike 2, but you're one of the best 4 teams in your class across the state. Hang your hat on that.
Yeah.
And you get a chance to be one of a few teams to go home, start next season coming off a win tomorrow. There's a swing and a miss. Game is over. 1-2 through inning for Hayley Sanders. And in the ball game, West Liberty finishes with 2 runs on 6 hits. They committed 3 errors. Louisa-Muscatine advances 10 runs, 9 hits. They committed 1 error. Hayley Sanders, the winning pitcher. Losing pitcher, Isabel True. And you look to that big inning, the 5th inning, when you sent 11 batters to the plate, scoring 6 runs on 4 hits. Laura Leonard enjoyed it.
It was great.
And
it was a good game, and it was a lot of fun.
Great perspective to our broadcast. That's going to do it. Stick around because we've got coming up next Carlisle and West Delaware. I'm Lance Reno for Laura Leonard and our producer, engineer, and our camera crews. Thank you for joining us. Stick with us here on the Iowa Girls High School State Softball Tournament being presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau and the Mid-American Energy Championship Network. Good afternoon.